Hi folks, it's Phil here from Telford Koi Pond, and yet again I've done the standard of not filming when I've started to mess around with things, so give you an update before I finish it all off. So you saw all this in position, and I did a leak test on it before I went away. I don't know whether you'll see the water in the bottom or not, just a couple of inches in the water. Just wanted to check the bottom drain basically to make sure it didn't leak, and it doesn't. Put a little bit of a support under there, I don't know if you can see that, but I've gone around and checked all the screws, nuts, connections, joints, mastic, and everything is fine. I know the big test will be when I fill it up to above the window, but you know, I'm really quite confident in this. But anyway, pipe work, and apologies for the wind if you're hearing wind noise, and apologies for the mower or whatever the neighbour's doing next door, but here we are. It's a bit windy today. Anyway, this is where we are. Can't remember whether or not you'd seen the table that I'd made for the EZ500I, but that's it. Cheap as chips, bit of spare wood knocked together, and a shelf on for the pump. Happy days. So that sits nicely there. Coming round the back. Oh. So obviously the out comes here, and it goes from 3 inch to 1.5 inches through the pump after a ball valve. And then, I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but if you don't try you don't know, do you? What I'm doing, I'm pushing it straight into the UV. It will go across the UV, and it will come down and straight into the Aquaforte 1 kilowatt heater, and then it will go from there through what I'm calling a control stick, and then actually into the top there. So that's where I am at the minute. Everything's sort of connected but not tightened up properly. But if this works, it's a bit of a sort of space saver for me, because I thought I was going to lay it all out flat, which would have meant it went up there, and then the pipe would have had to come back towards me for the return. The other alternative I did look at is actually coming out of that end outlet of the heat pump, and sorry, not heat pump, the heater, and actually having the UV on its side, because as long as it's covered, apparently you can have them on their side as well. But anyway, that's where we are at the moment, and now I'm going to crack on with the control stick that goes up there and joins it to the top of there. So what is a control stick, you're asking yourself? And the answer is this piece of modern engineering here. So that is obviously the other side of the coupling to the out of the heat pump. It then goes through a ball valve. There's then a T, which I'm going to tee off with another ball valve for anything I might want in the future, like a backy shower. Then another ball valve, and then it goes up, and then that will actually go into the inlet at the top of the pond. So that's sort of where it will sit, apart from the fact, as I say, when it's on there will be another ball valve coming out here, and that will just have a piece of pipe sticking out and a dead end on it basically, because that's just trying to future-proof it. So this is where I am at the minute. That's all dry fit. I think it's going to work. I hope it's going to work. I've got several ball valves so I can control flows and things, but let me I'm going to do one more last fitting, then I'll get it glued up, and then I'll show you it in position. Well, that is the control post dry fit. As I say, the water comes out of the heater. Got a ball valve there in case they ever want to disconnect the heater or the UV or anything. And then there's a T, and that T just goes off into the distance there, and that T will be turned off obviously, and there's an end cap on the pipe anyway, but that's if I ever add anything to this. And then I've got another ball valve there, and then that actually goes back into the tank about I don't know, 8 inches under the surface. So if I were to have something over there, so for example a backy shower, obviously I'd just open that ball valve completely, and then I'd control the flow with the one that stops the water going into the main pond. So fully adjustable, fingers crossed. The only slight concern I've got is the UV configuration, because everything else is obviously glued or tightened up to within an inch of its life with a wrap spanner. But the UV fittings, then you can only do hand tight. So we'll see whether they leak or not. But you got to be in it to win it, as I say. But that's it, that's all in position. So I'm going to glue all that up now, and I'll show you when it's finished. So quick catch up, it's all done at the moment, or as much as I'm going to do today. I'm just taking the water out, sucking the water out of the bottom. I could have put a pump in there, but I couldn't be bothered to get it out, so I'm just sucking it out. Everything's glued into its position. The electrics are temporary at the minute, so it's just an extension lead under that, and I haven't even tried it yet at the minute. I've just plugged everything in and left it. But I don't know how well you're going to see this because it's all a bit tight. But that's where we are. So the bottom drain obviously comes round, as you can see, and comes up underneath the, or at the back of the UV, and goes up into the EZ pod, and that handle does open. I've left enough room, probably can't do it one-handed. Oh, no, stiff. Can't do it, but it does leave enough room anyway. I'll just turn that in a minute. Once it's gone through the EZ pod, obviously it comes out into 1.5 inch pipe, through a ball valve, through the pump, which takes it up into the UV, through the UV, and then down into the Aquaforte heater, and then up out of the Aquaforte heater, ball valve, T in there, just going off to nowhere at the minute with a blanking cap on, into another T, into another ball valve, and then back into the unit. Don't know whether I'm just going to leave it like that. I did have a Venturi, and it's quite funny because me and Craig saw them at 5 Towns Koi, and I've looked everywhere for mine. I've looked high and low. I cannot find the blooming thing, and I know I've still got it somewhere. But I think what I might do, well, I know I'm going to do it because I've ordered one. I think I'm going to try a Venturi there rather than just letting it come out, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to put an air curtain or anything else in there at the minute. I just want to keep it really simple. So when that comes, which hopefully should be later today, I'll shove it in and we can just have a look. But yeah, the plan at the moment is to let this empty out and then fill it back up. I know it's a 500-gallon pond, but I'm still going to put the meter on it to see exactly how much is in there. But yeah, quite pleased with it. Drain covers on. Didn't go for an aerated bottom drain, as I say. I just want to keep things really simple. So yeah, that's where I stand at the minute. As I say, the big thing is the electrics are only temporary, and I haven't even turned the electrics on to see whether everything works or not. So I'm just going to fill it up first and let it stand overnight, see if there's any leaks without any pressure on, and then I'll put the pump on, and then obviously if there's any leaks I'll sort them out. If there's no leaks I'll put the UV on, and then if that works okay I will then put the heater on, and then we are effectively good to go. But not bad, you know. I haven't got the largest amount of space to play with, and I didn't want to drag everything out only to put it back in. So I say you might not be getting all of this, and all the wires and everything will be tidied up once the electrics are permanent. So yeah, I'll snap back to you once the Venturi arrives, and we'll see what it looks like. Well, as you can see, folks, it's about 2/3 full, and it's just started to go through the outlet or the inlet into the pond. Everything, as you saw last time, is all connected. Hunky dory. I'm just going to leave it. I was going to leave it without any pumps running or anything, just to basically see if it holds water. and unfortunately we've got a major leak, and it's nothing that I've done, it's the actual EZ500. I don't know if you can see that water there, but basically, oops, where the I don't know if you'll see, to be honest, can't get my camera under there, where the bottom drain joins onto the underside of the EZ pond, sorry, I don't know whether I'm even getting this on camera, but basically it's just pissing out of there. So it's not coming out the screw holes or anything where it's been screwed down, it's actually coming out of the where the top of the bottom drain seals to the EZ pond. So I don't know what to do. Peed off, absolutely peed off. I didn't expect that, it was all going so well. So obviously I've got to contact where I got it from now and see what we can do to fix it, because that is not going to fix itself, and just shoving a bit of mastic on there is not going to be good enough. So right, I don't know when my next part of this film will be, but I'll come back to you at some point.